everyone, welcome back. It is time for another wrestling review. This time we are going back to Japan, Nagoya to be specific. We are reviewing Stardom's Nagoya Big Winter, which features a match for the Strong Women's Championship where Julia will be defending it. And it also is a tag team match involved for the vacant Goddess of Stardom Championship, thanks to Natsupoi getting back surgery, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, and a tournament final as well to determine who will be facing the champion at Dream Queendom 3. So
I love how you paused there. Like I was gonna have like a deep comment,
but you didn't have anything. You got nothing. Yep. I got nothing.
I know she got injured.
Yeah, Natsupoi got hurt. But
I can't see anything.
Yes. So it's a hernia she has.
Difficulties.
So the first match, which I did not watch because I don't think they televised it, was Amasuki and Hanako versus beating Mina Shirakawa and Yuzuki. They didn't televise this one. But according to the match card, it was there and we didn't watch it. So the first match that they did televise was Ruka against Mai Sakurai. Pre-show match. Fun little match.
Existed?
Yeah. Not too familiar with either of them.
Never even heard of either of them.
Yeah. But Sakurai goes over. Clearly, the way they showed it, clearly they're pushing her. So we'll go into our main show proper. Cosmic Angels against Wing Gori. Tag team match. Yes, exactly.
Sounds like a chicken wing place.
Exactly. This was a fun little match. Like, it was a lot of young talent. There was the one girl on the not on the Cosmic Angels, but on the other team. She's only like 19, but this girl looks like she's been wrestling for like 20 years.
Yeah, well, in Japan they probably have.
Well, that's true.
She wasn't even born yet, and she was wrestling.
She was already practiced. She was already in the ring.
Yeah,
her mother gave birth, and like, there you go, run the ropes.
Yeah, the mom was wrestling while she was pregnant.
Exactly. But, Cosmic Angels, we know the members and we're familiar with the team. They go over, but it was a fun little opener. It wasn't really too.
I think a lot of this pay-per-view is that.
Yeah. Other than some of the title matches, yeah.
It just pay-per-view just kind of exists.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the matches are just, I know it's early to give that out, to give away the secrets, but.
Yeah. But, the next match was pretty good. We're going into our second match of the show, which is Mia Sarah defending the high speed.
Mia Sarah?
Yeah.
Like the girl that played Ferris Bueller's girlfriend?
Yes. Sierra. It's not Sierra, it's Sarah, but she's defending her high speed championship against Tekla. Yeah. Tekla was really good in this match. She worked the crowd really well in this one.
This was a really good match, actually, but it felt short.
It was only 8 minutes,
and
for a 5-hour show, the matches were short. The entrances were longer than some of the matches.
Yeah. I found it really an odd watch just generally. But this match was really good. The thing I didn't like, other than it being short, which short is not always bad, but it was like just Tekla,
the abrupt ending.
Yeah, and it was exactly a really abrupt ending that came out of nowhere that I wasn't expecting. Number one, to go the way that it did, and it kind of felt like Tekla was just doing greatest hits. Like, she did the spider thing like 5 times.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like, you did it already. Like, you're just going to keep doing it.
But I've noticed they're worried, especially now that they're worried if Julia does leave, they need another foreigner, I guess, to focus on. And it clearly looks like Tekla's the one.
Well, yeah, especially since they're not going to be able to keep Megan Bayne, and Mariah's gone. Mariah May's gone.
Mariah May's gone as well. So
possible.
Yeah. But she's good. It's the only thing is
really good. She's always been good, and this was a good match. It's just short, and like, I didn't appreciate the greatest hits about it.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Tekla does not win. May Sarah retains the high speed championship.
And it felt weird, right? Like, the way the match was going, you expected that Tekla was going to win.
Yeah, it was like kind of like Tekla had the pin and then she reverses it and then the match is over kind of thing. It was a really weird reversal. Almost like it felt like it
feel like a reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like someone told the ref in their ear, "Count, just do the count."
Yes. Like Vince McMahon telling Shawn Michaels, ring the bell.
Exactly.
The Nagoya screw job. But
The
Sarah
Nagoya hand
retains.
job.
We're going into our next match. It is members of God Eye, Shuri, Mirai, and Ami Sure against Odio Tai, Natsuko Tora, Starlight Kid, and Momo Watanabe.
This was a
Again,
good match.
really good match. And
But
I know we're not into the multi-person tag match, but this was really good.
the
Especially
tag
with the
team,
amount of talent you had in this match.
no, you do. And the tag team on Starlight Kid's side from her group, I never remember their names.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually like a very popular tag team right now that's getting the push.
Oedo Tai.
Yeah.
And they're the heels. God's Eye are the faces in this one.
Which is weird because Shuri was kind of like not a face.
Heelish, yeah.
And then the Julia thing happened and she's also not a face. But then Shuri
Yeah.
never really became a face, but somehow now she's a face.
Yeah. I don't know. But
Multiverse.
this multiverse, exactly. But this was a really good match. Like a lot of good back and forth, a lot of different styles in this match. Like you get high flying, you get hard. Watanabe is like a very hard hitting wrestler, whereas Shuri and Starlight Kid, they're more of the high. Starlight Kid, especially, is more of a high flyer. And
I don't know. Shuri was someone I would not want to get into a fight with.
no, she looks tough. She
She looks
is
like she
tough.
punches hard.
Yeah. She doesn't roll her punches.
No, Dick, if you're in a match with her, you're gonna take it.
Yeah. But it
And
was go ahead.
I felt it. I feel it, and I think like you don't want to have the culture that they used to have in Japanese women's wrestling, like
Mm-hmm.
the ones like what they always tell you about.
Yeah.
But you got to have some of it, I think, because like if you watch, I harken back to arguably the best Julia match that's ever happened, Julia Hart
Mm-hmm.
against Emi Sakura, where
Mm-hmm.
you could see that Sakura did not hold back at all and was feeding it to her. And it
Yeah.
was like, you're the rookie. This is your coming out party. You want me to put you over? You're going to take the beating.
You're gonna take the beating.
And
Yeah.
she did. And it was a good match. And it was the best I've ever seen Julia Hart wrestle because it was like she was forced to go hard.
Yeah.
And there was no holding back. If you're gonna hit me, you better hit me. You know what I mean? And I think you get a lot.
It's almost in sometimes with North America, like we say, WWE, they're only allowed to go 60%. AEW, sometimes they let them go 90%, but not all the time.
AEW is allowed to go as hard as they want with restrictions now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the women just don't ever go all the way. It's like they choose to not do that. Where I feel like if they need to spend more time with Sakura, who's like clearly, I don't know why she's never got a title run. She's probably the best wrestler they have.
Yeah.
Her against Athena in like a 3-match bout would have been wicked.
Yeah.
Anyways, but you could see it here in Stardom that like whenever there's a match with like the younger generation against one of the older ones, they give it to them.
Yeah, they do. They do. This is like you want to be a star here. You want to go far. Then you're gonna take it. You got to learn how
bumps.
They do. They're
the
not
girls
afraid.
in Joshi Pro take some real like crazy bumps.
Yeah,
like the chops that freaking Sakai was taking from Marufuji.
Yeah, he took him hard. But
I digress.
Odeo Tai go over. And we go into our next match, which is a weird match. Nane Takahashi against A-List Inc. They called her A-List Inc., but they called her something else as well.
This is another one of those matches where it just existed.
They called her the Scandinavian Hurricane.
Oh, there you go. I found it odd, and now she's gonna fight. She has a match against Megan Bain. Actually, I think it happened today as we're.
Which one? A-List Inc.
Yeah, it either happened today or it's next weekend.
At New Blood, right?
I think so, yeah. But she's like an MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And the match started off like really shooty.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, this is good. But then it
went to a match
really choreographed. And you're like, okay, I'm lost now. You lost me.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the Noah match where they was like a full shoot match between that old guy and the
yes. They were just like beating the shit out of each other.
And it's like, but you had me. I was interested, and then it lost me. And then the wrestling wasn't really that good either. I think they're trying to push her as like another foreigner.
Yeah.
So
And I've never seen, and as many of the Stardom shows that we've watched now over the last 12 months, I've never seen Nane Takahashi before.
no, I've never seen either of them, and they're both like in a prominent role recently. If you
Yeah.
look at their cards of the next upcoming shows, both of them are on all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're probably going to be on the Dream Queendom show as well.
Well, I'll be there for that. When's that?
That is on December 29th.
Yeah, that's the good. That's when we started watching Stardom last year.
Yes. Because of the IWGP Women's Championship.
Was it or wasn't it Julia versus Shuri?
That was no, Julia Shuri was the next show after that.
No, wasn't the IWGP historic crossover?
That was historic. Yeah, but that's not the same show. That was in January, the historic crossover.
Oh,
I
okay. Are we
believe.
getting one? Are we getting that this year?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Making him Google.
No, I'm not Googling. I'm just looking for when historic crossover was.
Making him Google.
Nope, I have it all here.
He has it all here.
I have it all here. Historic crossover was much, much later. It was like in March.
That was a good. Yeah, and that was the first time they had the IWGP, so it couldn't have been at.
No, that's where Kyrie lost it.
No, she beat Iwatani.
And the Kyrie beat Iwatani at Dream Queendom, unless that was historic crossover.
No, look, Kyrie defeats Mayu Iwatani by pinfall, tournament final for the IWGP Championship.
At Dream Queendom too.
Crossover.
Maybe that's the subtitle.
Historic crossover. Look at Dream Queendom. Okay, we're gonna Google.
We're looking here.
Queendom 2022 or 2023, sorry. So I'm guessing that must be their big event.
Yeah.
Now. That was the 29th. The matches, the main event was
Julia versus Shuri. That was Dream
see?
Kingdom. Yeah.
I told you, you freak.
Yes.
Hey, I'm never right, but I was right for once, and I'll take it.
And you'll take it.
You're usually the vault of knowledge.
Yes.
Because you know how I remember that? Because the match before that match was the Tanahashi match.
Yes, yes.
Historic crossover. Anywho, this match was whatever. It falls in that this night had a lot of whatever.
Yeah.
The
that was November 20th of last year. Yes. We did review it though, right?
What?
Yeah. The historic crossover.
Yeah.
It was November, yes.
That's when we decided we should start watching Stardom.
Yeah, November 20th. And things haven't been the same since.
No, we've thrown our lives in the garbage.
Yes, we have. We've dedicated to professional wrestling. But going back to what we were saying, back to the match, this was a weird, like you said, when they did that in Noah at Green Journey, or I think it was called that one there, where they did, like you said, that MMA style shoot match, that worked. But this, like you said, this seemed like more of a gimmick.
It started off as a shoot, and then it turned into a worked match that was very baseline and soft hitting. Odd, very odd.
But we get, technically, she choked her out.
Yeah, it was an okay match.
Yeah. With that, we are going to what I think should have been part of the main event instead of the third on the card, or at least that far down the card. It's Julia versus Azumi for the Strong Women's Championship. And before we found out about this match, I thought that this was going to be the next challenger for Julia.
Where I thought it was going to be Hazuki, but Hazuki ended up being in the main event.
Yes, Hazuki was in the main event of this one.
Yeah, this match was really good.
Yeah. But
I don't know what else to tell you. It was
it's good. Julia. Julia is better than that shootout bang bang.
This was, I don't know. This is Bang Bang Shootout number 3.
Yeah.
This was good. And I don't know if it's the best Julia match we've seen in the last 12 months, but
I would say maybe, probably.
There's a chance. I don't think it was better than Queen Stardom, Shuri versus Julia.
No, that's still probably her best match.
And there was one other really good one. Crap. What who did
The
she
four
lose the title to?
was it Iwatani? No.
That match was good too when Julia lost it. But the four-way match was good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was up there. I like it's definitely a contender for her best match.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, right now there is no match slated for Dream Queendom.
But we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
Because last year we did our awards before we watched Dream Queendom.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kairi
this
lost
year,
it to Monet, and then Monet lost it to Iwatani. That's the IWGP.
yeah. What's the Stardom Championship? She beat Shuri, and then she
Mm-hmm.
lost it to Tam. Wasn't it Tam? And wasn't it
Tam.
like an
Yeah,
epic
Nakano.
match? Yeah, that match was
Yes.
sick.
That match was insane. That match was really
Hey,
good.
I know one thing. It's Japanese women's wrestling, apparently.
Yeah, there you go. See, you're more into the Joshi stuff than I am.
No, I'm just better at remembering what happened. Though I cannot remember anyone's name in any other company.
No, she lost the Goddess of Stardom to Tam Nakano.
Yeah, it's the main belt,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm
The
talking
Goddess,
about.
no, the World of Stardom.
So
The
what's the
World of
goddess?
the Goddess is the tag belts, which we're getting into next.
Dude, you know what? This is too much for my brain. Let's talk about this pay-per-view.
It's late. It's late. Let's go back to Julia versus Azumi. I thought we were going to get a title change, but then again, if anything, Azumi would get the IWGP, not the strong. Who is so we're getting Megan Bayne next. I think that's happening at Dream Queendom 3 for Julia. Is this where she drops the belt?
No.
No, not to Megan Bayne.
No. The point of this Megan Bayne thing is to put over Julia more. There's no way they're giving the belt to Megan Bayne.
Yeah,
She
it's
just
true.
got there.
Yeah.
Maybe
Then,
she'll fight her again.
yeah, but then again, Megan Bayne technically is going to be in AEW, and Julia might be there too. So
Then we'll do it again.
Do it again. So Julia retains. Julia goes over. This is probably one of the better Julia matches we've seen in a long time. She actually put the effort. That's what I wanted to say. That Lone Star match, it felt like the effort wasn't there. She was trying to cater to a more North American audience.
I felt like she didn't care.
Yeah. Whereas this one, she went all out. She pulled out all the stops. So with that, we are going into a tag team match for the vacant Goddess of Stardom Championship, which is their tag team belts, due to the fact that Natsupoi is injured. She had a hernia, so she cannot compete for up to 8 months. So the finalists for the belts are Aphrodite, Hayashishita, and Kamitani against Divine Kingdom, Micah, and Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne was the standout in this match.
Oh, you're crazy. Hayashishita was amazing.
Yes, but I'm just saying we know Hayashishita is good, but Megan Bayne was the standout. Like
Micah is so good and so underrated in Stardom because she keeps getting put into the tag teams and doesn't get any chance to wrestle on her own.
All 4 members of this team were.
all 4 people here are really good. But Hayashishita had a great spot where she escaped from Megan Bayne's move and turned it into something else, and then it was like a high German suplex. And yeah, I don't know. That was surprisingly good match.
Yeah, it was a really good match for a tag team match, which we were not really like. It was really good. Which is surprising. I knew, but the thing is, because we knew Megan Bayne was leaving, we knew they're not going to switch the belts. They're not going to put the belt on her.
But you never know because Micah's so popular.
True.
But Hayashishita is still like an up and coming person, right?
Yeah.
She's like their Ricky Starks. So
yeah, she has a huge upside to her.
So there's like this was the time to give her a push.
Yeah, she's only what 24, 25.
Who's the other girl?
The other girl, it was Kamitani.
And we saw her on something.
Yeah, we saw her, and I think on she was part of that Battle Royal match. We've seen her in a few other matches here and there.
Yeah,
She was at the Wrestle Kingdom where she was with Hayashi Shida and Azumi in
Oh
that
yeah,
six.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was at Wrestle Kingdom. So, but Aphrodite go over. They are your new Goddess of Stardom champions, and
It's
so
so
there
funny.
is
Their name is Aphrodite,
mhm,
and the other
Megan
team
Bain. It looks
is
like the Greek goddess,
and their name is also a Greek theme named, isn't it?
Divine Kingdom.
Oh, Divine Kingdom.
Yeah. So now that we have one vacant championship filled up, we are going to the finals to determine the number one contender for the other vacant championship, which is the World of Stardom, which was vacated by Tam Nakano, who was also hurt.
So who is the winner of this get the championship?
Nope. What happens is the winner of this match will face Micah, who won her block.
Okay, so maybe Micah is getting the push then. That could be why they didn't let her win the tag championship
Yeah.
still. Oh, I didn't
But
even think of that.
yeah. So and that's what I think plays into this match as well, because the loser of this match, I think, is going to be the one that's going to be facing Julia and winning the
That's
belt.
possible.
So it's a Suzuki against Hazuki in the second bracket of the finals to determine who will face at
So you're telling me it's Suzuki and Hazuki on a Suzuki.
On a Suzuki, not a Yamaha.
Suzuki. This is
Yeah.
almost as good as the other name that we have, which is Yo Hey Yo Hey Yo.
Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, Leo.
Leo. We forgot about Leo. Yo Hey
Right?
Yo Hey Yo Leo.
Leo, yo, hey, yo. But
This was a really good, nice match.
yeah, the last three matches, I would say the last three matches on this card were fantastic. Like it made up for the kind of meh at the first half of this show. Whereas,
Yeah, I mean, there was good matches, right? But like I said, it was all kind of like baseline stuff.
yeah, like you said, the Tekla match was good, but it was just like a greatest hits match. It wasn't a.
But yeah, anyways, this match was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably my match of the night.
Yeah.
Hazuki sells like nobody's business.
Yeah. And I think they're both fairly young too.
Yeah, well, Hazuki and I know Hazuki.
She's only like 25. Yeah.
Hazuki, Azumi, and Hayashi Shida are like their grouping of like
Yeah.
up and coming
Well,
heavyweight
Suzuki's
wrestlers.
only 21 and Hazuki's like 25.
Yeah, but that's their like next people.
Yeah.
And then you have like Starlight Kid, who's more like directed into like the secondary division for some reason, which I don't I still don't get that.
Yeah, and someone like Ashiri is now your veteran in the group.
Yeah, like Julia is the star now.
Yeah,
Tam Nakano and Shuri are like the veteran wrestlers.
yeah. Even my Mayu Iwatani is in there too. Like she's that veteran now.
And she kind of is the star now.
Yeah,
but yeah,
along the same levels as a Julia.
She needs to lose the belt.
You think it's time for her to lose the belt?
Oh, it's time.
Which I think this is what's going to play into next. I think what's next for Azumi is that Iwatani match. I think it's Azumi taking the belt away from Iwatani.
That could be it. And then they're also, I think Shuri, Tam, or Azumi is going to either
Tam's hurt still.
But when she comes back, one of them is going to take the IWGP and one of them is going to take Julia's belt.
See, I think Tam would go back after her belt, the World of Stardom.
And that's fine. Do whatever you want here, okay, guys? But I would make Shuri and Julia fight again.
Yeah.
Especially on one of your American pay-per-views.
I would do that. Probably a Battle in the Valley.
That would be a match that people are going to really want.
Yeah. But like you said, this was a fantastic match, and this was to find out who would challenge Micah for the World of Stardom Championship match. Not that long. It was only about 14 minutes, but it felt longer, but in a good way, not in a bad way. Like
it felt like it had a long story.
And there was a resolution. Suzuki wins. She goes over. She's going to be facing Micah at the finals. I think Micah's winning this.
Yeah, I think so too. Now that I realized it was Micah, and that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And then Hazuki is probably going to end up beating Julia.
Yeah.
And then because now you have Hayashi Shida with a belt, which makes sense.
But they're not really building up the trios belt.
No, they're not. And I think, you know what? I think that Starlight Kid and those two girls are going to win that to keep her relevant.
Yeah. Oido Tai.
They'll beat, because who is it? It's Julia,
Tekla,
and I don't remember who the other.
I forgot the other girl's name, but yeah. But
that stable used to be like banger. What's her name? Retired.
Sakurai.
Yeah. Well, who's the one that retired? Do you remember?
No.
The tall one
from Donna Del
Jumbo
Mondo.
Princess.
Which one?
Jumbo Princess.
Jumbo Princess. Yes, yes.
I'll find out. Oh, Himika.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they were a tag team. Himika and the one you just said, because I can't remember what you said already, were a tag team.
Yes.
Anyways,
exactly. We digress. Pop up to Taz. But yeah, Sue Suzuki goes over. She's going to be facing Micah at Dream Queendom. And the few matches that are already on this card are already looking good, because after Aphrodite won the belt, they are challenged by XL. So there's already a good match right there. Like all the belts are going to go on the show, because we're getting Julia versus Megan Bayne at Dream Queendom for the Strong Women's Championship. We are getting Mirai against Anou for the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which is kind of like their that's like their
intercontinental.
Yeah, and then Suzuki versus Micah for the World of Stardom Championship. So
yeah,
those are the 4 matches announced so far, and all of them title matches. So as you always say, more belts.
Why not?
More belts, and Stardom sure does have enough of them.
Oh yeah.
So overall, what would you give this show before you have a chance to tell me go first? You go first.
You go first.
You go first.
You go first.
I give it the same thing I gave Final Resolution. I gave it a 7.4.
I gave it the same thing you gave Final Resolution, which was a 7.4.
7.4. Okay.
We're both strange.
That's
such a random number to be the same one, but yes, I'll take it.
It is. It was, like I said, it was same. Like we talked about Final Resolution, it was on paper lacked the star power, but in the end, it turned out to be a half decent show.
Yeah, it was a little bit long for what we got.
For what we got, yes, but it did turn out to be a good show. And so with that out of the way, guys, thanks again for joining us. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Go sub to this guy's channel. He has movie reviews. We talk a little Scream 7, so go on and check that out in his video. I'll leave that in the description box below. And in the words of Kenny Omega, goodbye and good night.